Hi, everybody. Mr. Conover here. Just wanted to shoot a little video here. I know some of you have been tuning into my broadcast, and I know it's not convenient for everyone, so I'll make this little video to kind of walk you through it. First of all, most of you have seen my mobile website that has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then what we reviewed in the week, and then archives anything from the previous weeks right up here. Of course, you can email me at any time. There's a link. And the daily meeting, I put it out in Classroom every day as a reminder, but you can just click on this link at 10 p.m. and 3 p.m. I do 2 of them a day, and you can come in to ask questions, and we work on stuff and explain stuff and go over everything. And of course, your classrooms are linked and all that good stuff. So one of the things I'm going to put up today, I'm going to take a little tour here. Here's actually it's tomorrow. Today is Wednesday. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Today is Wednesday. Let's just kind of go through Wednesday and see where we are. Okay. So the first thing that we have to do, earlier in the week, I had an assignment in Google Classroom, and it looked like this. I posted it. Yes, it's been in Google Classroom. I posted it on the Tuesday slot, but it's also right here. It is, oops, sorry. Let me go backwards. A little lag time here. To finish your outlines of your self-portrait poems. You're creating a self-portrait poem, and the first step is a document, and this is in Google Classroom right here. There are 26 questions that I want you to answer 12 in these boxes, okay? Describe your likes and dislikes, okay? Maybe you pick number 2. Explain what you want to do when you get out of school or high school. Give me 4 to 5 sentences about that. Say you don't like question number 3, so you want to go to, and you don't like 4, so you go to number 5. Describe some things about yourself that make you feel special or unique. You answer each of those questions, and then you look back at it, okay? It's a self-portrait. It's kind of like you're painting a picture of yourself, but using words, all right? So then once you finish that, that's due, of course, by midnight tonight. We've been saying that since the beginning of the week, but if you didn't get a chance, do that first. Then what we're going to have you do is create the poem. Look back at that information that you filled out in Google Classroom, all your answers, and you're going to use the words from that and the ideas from that to make this poem, a self-portrait poem. The poem has to be 150 words, okay? And you can answer one of the questions, or you can answer a bunch of the questions. Doesn't matter. 3 little literary requirements, 3 examples of a metaphor, which you should make in red font, 2 examples of personification, which should be in blue, and 1 example in green font. You can structure it any way you want. You can put it in lines of four stanzas, or a stanza of like a quatrain, 4 lines, or a couplet and 2 lines, or a series of individual lines. It can be free verse. It can rhyme. It doesn't have to rhyme. It can express a certain tone. And if you wanted to see a little example, here's an example of one that's been done in the past. You can see the color coding. You can see how they put it together. All right. And you just can kind of use that as an example. And of course, use your stuff up here. All right. Now, where do you put this self-portrait poem? You're going to need to put it into your big online poetry notebook or your student poetry presentation. This is also something in Google Classroom. There's a self-portrait poem, and here is the Poetry Project 2020. Now, I want to show you one thing when it comes to this. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with this assignment, okay? Notice it says due date April 30th. That's over a month from now. Just like with our reading assignments, I give you all of your reading assignments ahead of time. Read this chapter, quiz on this date. Read this chapter, quiz on this date. You can see that. I've done the same things with your poems, okay? You're going to, here's like the first one, self-portrait poem, this Friday, March 27th. Your next one, social concern poem, Monday, March 30th, okay? You get the idea. So just one of the things that, those are just kind of the due dates for where we're going. If you need to, the requirements are right here, okay? Type each on a different slide. All right. So if we go, let's open up this slideshow. I'm going to open up a new link, and it will open up. And here is your slideshow. You can put a picture on. You put your name on the front slide. Okay. Give it a second to open up. It's a little laggy here this evening. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but it's loading. We'll go back to the requirements while that's loading. You're going to color code poetic elements in each poem according to the key slides at the beginning of the template. I'll show you what that is. Make a key also on each slide of the elements used. I'll show you with an example. Put a background image, some picture that corresponds to the poem. So if you're writing about a picture of you, maybe it will be you. Maybe a picture of you will be on there if you're writing a poem about you. And at the end, of course, save that picture, the web address if you took it from the internet, and put it in on the works cited page in the last. Just the URL, just the website address. Okay, let's quickly take a quick look, and then I'll be on my way. All right, so there are a bunch of poetic elements. There's literal language and figurative language and imagery. They're all color-coded with a different color, okay? The next slide, there's also an extension of that. There's more of them. Why do we color code them? Because you're going to use those elements and color code them within the poem. Let me make this a little bit bigger by shrinking this so you can actually see the slide. All right, here, all these blank slides is where you will put your poetry: self-portrait poem, social concern poem, found poem, all these different types of poetry. All right, narrative poem, whatever. All right, here is your example, like I just told you. All right, so you need your title of your poem and the type of poem it is. Here are your requirements. It's got to be at least 16 lines. It has to use 3 color-coded poetic elements. It has to have a picture and a key. So here's it. He says, this guy, Richard Corey, was clean-favored and imperially slim. That's in green, because the slide up here in green was the definition of imagery. And of course, we put imagery in green right there, and we show how we used it by highlighting it or color coding it in the color of those. And this imagery just happens to be green. Another example, hyperbole, which is a exaggeration. He says, good morning, and he glittered when he walked. Did he really glitter? No, that's an exaggeration. That's an example of hyperbole. Hyperbole is an orange in the key. You put it right there, and therefore there it is. All right, so that's what your slide should look like. You can make the whole slide have a picture or a picture on the side of the slide, whatever you want to do. However, it's important that you be able to read your font and see where it is. Like I was saying, if you took that from the internet, copy the web address where you got it and paste it right down here under social concern poem, okay? Put the web addresses only. That's all you have to do, okay? You can make your poems any structure you want. You can make them look any way they want, any of those things. All right, so that is where you will put your poem. So Friday's homework is the self-portrait poem. You saw the requirements for that. We showed you that. They were in the website, or they are right up here, which I sent to you. There's the requirements for that. In fact, it says see requirements in Google Doc, okay? And you type your slideshow up right here. Put a picture in, give it a title, all those things that we just talked about. Okay, so hopefully you do the same thing when comes time for the social concern poem. You put your poem, type it up right there. Okay, when it comes time for your found poem, you put your poem right in the space right there. So hopefully this clears up any confusion of where we're going. We will go over the styles of poetry each week. Look in for my broadcasts, or if you don't, I can always shoot a video like this and upload it online in case you've missed the broadcast of what it is. There's also a reference video that I asked you to watch that talks about all the types of poetry. It's right here, and the slideshow has examples of all of those types of poetry. So you can use this for your reference and watch this video a couple times for your reference. You can always email me, and I'll always be teaching each day at 10 and 3 and be making videos about those things when you don't, if you can't make those times. All right, everybody, I hope that clears up some information about where we're going with our poetry unit. We got the due dates, we got where we're going to put them, we got our reference materials, and we have all our requirements. Okay, so watch this video, watch the other video, and read the instructions, and email me if you still have any questions. I hope that clears up any information, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 10 or 3. Okay, there'll be no Friday broadcast this Friday at 10 a.m. It will only be at 3 p.m. Okay? Good night, everybody. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow.